Since it's Passover, and I really am selecting things that most people probably, some of us may remember, but mostly they haven't made this sort of big alumni anythings. What I wanted to, we'll probably have to edit this out, but I wanted to try and get an excerpt into the Cornell Alumni magazine, and especially for the sesquicentennial issue, you know, the book is coming out. It's like, I said, oh, I could give you something, an interesting take on the straight takeover. And the editor said, I am so sick of the straight takeover. So anyway, so this is a little bit different, where it's Passover. This is Friday afternoon, April 16th, spring 1970. Students are sunbathing on the Arts Quad. Some radicals are bugging them about Cornell's complicity in racism, exploitation, and the war in Vietnam. Yippies sitting near a sign that reads, "Mass here 2 p.m., practice building seizure." They must have meant a mass here, but it said mass here. Anyway, we're going to practice building seizure, and they're spinning an empty bottle so that they can choose a building on the Arts Quad to target. And it ends up pointing toward Olin Library. So they decide instead that they're going to stage a surprise takeover of a metal framework that's been set up for a weekend celebration to honor Father Daniel Berrigan. For the young uns, Dan Berrigan was part of Cornell. I think he was actually the director of Cornell United Religious Works. And it's a celebration to honor him, and the celebration is called America is hard to find. As it happens, Berrigan is on the lam from the FBI at the time, but because he's burned draft files and such. So the framework looks like a jungle gym, and the yippies head over and they sit on it for a while. They declare that their unconditional, non-negotiable demands have been met, and they split. So that evening, Arthur Waskow, the historian and activist who helped found the leftist Institute for Policy Studies, holds a Seder for 15,000 people in Barton Hall. I already told you guys this, but in the book I say, oh, sorry, I forgot to mention that on top of everything else, it's Passover. Anyway, Waskow is one of the people he wrote something called the Freedom Seder, which was published in Ramparts magazine. It's a ceremony and meal combining the story of the Jews' liberation from slavery in Egypt with those of the civil rights and women's movements. And anyone can attend, not just Jews. So Waskow says the blessing over the wine in the camp. At 8:20, the audience is still standing when, as part of the traditional ceremony, Waskow invites in the prophet Elijah, which is, for the people who aren't Jewish and don't know about the Seder, we leave a wine glass with wine in it so that Elijah can come in if he so chooses. Anyway, so they open the door and invite in Elijah, and who walks in but Berrigan? And the crowd cheers. Berrigan, and he's wearing dark glasses and he's clean shaven, usually has kind of a goatee sort of beard. So he climbs onto the stage and takes a seat at the Seder table, which is now surrounded by reporters and all kinds of friends, and people suspect that there are FBI agents in the audience. After several standing ovations, Berrigan says, "This evening belongs to this community. It doesn't belong to the FBI." And when Waskow asked the audience if it's ready to give Berrigan sanctuary, people shout a resounding yes. When Waskow asks Berrigan if he's ready to stay, Berrigan responds with a clenched fist. And at 10:30 p.m., he slips out of the hall to resume life as a fugitive. The passage goes on to talk about all this stuff that happened after that with bread and circus, puppet theater, and various demonstrations. And then the following night, the Sun reports, there's dancing, drinking, smoking, and the din of electronic amplifiers turn political passion into a powerful rhythmic gyration. There are lots of drugs, police, and FBI agents, but no arrests. An unidentified Cornelian is taken away Saturday night by two unidentified men in white trench coats after allegedly smoking a hashish pipe in Barton Hall. Actually, I think the unidentified men are the ones who are supposedly smoking the hash, not the police. That's not too good a sentence. But the safety division and local authorities say they know nothing about the incident. Someone from another college tells a Sun reporter, "It's amazing that any institution would allow something like this to go on." The Sun reporter repeats the comment to a Cornell VP, who replies, "You know, it really is amazing." So I think maybe I'll stop there and take comments, questions.